Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the combat water survival test that you do during RAP week. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good event. I can swim reasonably well, so I don't think there's really anything you need to prepare for when you go into combat water survival, unless you can't swim. Like if you can't swim, you need to be able to swim. We did have a few guys drop because of it, and mostly they just couldn't swim. So anyhow, you just finish up the PT test. You get changed back into uniforms. You got this bag that you are lugging behind you. Most people brought wet weather bags. Few people brought like laundry bags, but mostly it's a wet weather bag. One cool thing guys did is they had it, either took it into commandos or did it themselves or whatever, but they had straps sewn on their wet weather bag, so it's like a backpack. Super awesome idea. I bet that was way more convenient while they were making like the 3-mile run from Camp Rogers to combat water survival, because I just like had to hold it and it got like exhausting, like carrying it. They're not so bad because your clothes are dry, but on the way back when you're running back, your clothes are not dry. It's more uphill on the way back, and yeah, it wasn't fun. So the little backpack thing looks like a pretty good idea. Anyhow, I can't speak from experience because I don't have it. So you get to combat water survival. They basically break you down in your platoons. There's like a little bit of shuffling while they kind of figure some things out. It's a few minutes. And then you kind of jump right into it. So it starts with, and you know, there's a lot of videos out there you can watch, but it starts with a 20-foot, it's roughly a 20-foot ladder climb. So you climb this ladder 20 feet up. And then you end up being about 25 to 30 feet above the water because of where the ladder is. And you start walking this plank across. I'm going to guess, roughly 35 feet to 40 feet long total length. About halfway through, there's 2 steps up, 2 steps down. So it kind of looks like, you know, when you watch any sporting event that like people get medals in, you know, like the Olympics where there's like the box and then up one box. That's like what it is. Just like one stair up, one stair up, one stair down, and then back on the plank. So you just up a step, down onto the plank. Not too bad. And then you finish, so that's like halfway through. So you got like 20 feet, the step thing, and then 20 more feet, and then that's the rope that you get on. Little bit of advice. It is pretty wobbly up top there. The plank's pretty wide. If you're not real familiar or comfortable with heights, it's wobbly. It is kind of funny to watch people do the steps thing. I'm sure I was one of those that looks like Bambi, like a brand new deer learning how to walk. Like for whatever reason, stepping over those steps is like super hard. The RIs are like heckling you the whole time. It's actually, combat water survival was a pretty fun event, like looking back. So do your best to like detach because it's pretty funny. Anyhow, so you go over the steps, you finish your plank walk. I don't know if I mentioned it's like 8 inches, 10 inches wide, roughly up at the top. So it's not like, you know, you're not walking on a sidewalk, but it's not like a 2x4 or anything either. You get to the rope, and then you get on the rope, and you can either do it, I don't know, I can't remember the 2 names of it. Possum is the one where you like hang upside down and shimmy like this. And then the other one is where you like lay on top of it and you're like pulling yourself forward. Either's fine. Almost everybody does possum for whatever reason. Anyhow, so you get on the rope and you like shuffle down the rope. I'm going to guess like, again, another 15 to 20 feet roughly. And then there's a big ranger, like wooden ranger sign sitting there. So you slide down the rope, you touch the ranger sign, and then you turn and hang, and you're like hanging from the rope. I would do it in like a chin-up position. I wouldn't hang like this. I would hang in a chin-up position because sometimes you hang there for quite a while. So you hang down from the rope and you say roster number, whatever, request permission to drop. And then there's a RI sitting on the bank, and he's got a megaphone, and he'll, you know, tell you to say the fifth stanza of the Ranger Creed, do a chin up. Like, they just kind of, they mess with you a little bit while you're just hanging there. Whatever it is, just, you know, grin and bear it. Do the punishment that they say, and then drop. And while you're dropping, scream Ranger as absolute loud as you can. So then you're going to get down, and you're going to swim to the nearest ladder, which is, you know, it's not very far. It's probably 10 feet. You'll swim to the ladder, and you'll climb the ladder and get out. As soon as you get out, you're putting equipment on. So there's like a flick, a fighting low carrier, or a TAPS, or, you know, something. There's some sort of equipment there for you to put on, but it's like essentially a webbing that holds magazines, and then they hand you a rifle. And there's an RI standing there, and he's got both of those things tied off to a piece of 550 cord. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand on the ledge. You're going to hold your rubber ducky M4 out in front of you, like straight out, locked arms. And when he says go, you're just going to step off the ledge. It's about 3 feet tall. You're going to step off the ledge into the water. And then it is your job to drop the weapon and take the flick off underneath the water. Pretty easy to do. Some people are super buoyant, so they like come back up to the surface and they're trying to like get this flick off, and they're already up, so sometimes they have to redo it because they didn't do it under the water. You have to get rid of it under the water. If you're a super buoyant person, my advice to you would be, when you drop into the water, exhale all of your air so that you don't have air to contend with. But so anyhow, you'll do that. You'll drop your equipment, and then you're going to swim. That's the 15-meter swim portion. So you're going to start swimming. It's like right along this ledge, 15 meters, you know. So you'll swim there. There's another ladder sitting there. You'll climb up the ladder, get out. They're going to hand you like a Zipline apparatus. It's just like two handles, and it like swivels in the middle to put like the cable in the middle. They're just going to hand it to you. It's probably 10 to 15 pounds. It actually gets pretty heavy, but they're going to hand that to you, and you are going to start running. Just run your little heart out. You'll run over to the tower, and then you're going to run all the way up the tower. It's like a big like stairs all the way up. I don't know. I would guess like 150 feet. It would be kind of my rough guess. It's tall. You'll run all the way up the ladder, and then you'll wait for your turn, and then the RIs will call you forward. They'll take that Zipline apparatus thing from you. They'll rig it onto the wire. They'll tell you to grab onto it. You'll grab onto it, and then when they say go, you're just going to go. And it's a zip line down, and it's fast as hell. It's actually, and it's fun, you know. At the end of the zip line, there's another RI standing there, and he's got a big flag. So if the flag will be down when you start, like pointed towards the ground. When he puts the flag all the way straight up, that is your cue to take your legs and move them up into like an L-shaped position. So your body will make an L with your legs sticking out in front of you. The reason you do that is because you're going so fast. If you just leave your legs down, the minute your feet hit the water, you're gonna just tumble. And people do it, and it is hilarious. They get tossed across the water like rag dolls. It's hilarious. So when the flagger puts his flag up, put your feet up into an L. Like, he's doing that for a reason. It's to save you from getting hurt. And then the next thing he's going to take the flag from the up position and drop it straight down to the ground. And that's your cue to drop and let go of the rope. Again, same thing. Guys don't let go of the zip line thing when the flagger tells them to, and they hit the water and just go tumbling. So, it is honestly really funny, but you'll see it. Just don't be that guy. You be the guy that goes into an L and drops when the RI says to drop. You watch the other guy who didn't watch this video do it wrong, and then you can laugh at him. Anyhow, so that's the zip line. You get done, you run out, or you swim back to the ladder where you got out the first time to do the equipment drop. You'll swim to that ladder, you'll get out, there's an RI sitting there, and you'll tell him roster number, 245. And he'll be like, all right, get out of here, Ranger, go change. And then you run over, there's like a tent behind the bleachers. You run over to the tent, you'll change. I think you get an MRE, so I think that's your time to like eat. They tell you to eat your MRE. And then you just watch everybody else finish it. So pretty good day. Honestly, it's not that bad. Victory Pond's kind of chilly. I went in the summer. It was super hot, so it's kind of nice to like just hang out in the water for a little bit. So a little bit of advice I have for you: be motivated the whole time. Like the more motivated, and this will honestly carry you through all of Ranger School, the whole of Rap Week and CWST, and when you get into patrols, like be motivated the whole time. The RIs absolutely eat that up. Just be motivated the whole time. Even if it's false motivation, it's better than no motivation. Next bit of advice is run. Like anytime this is like, again, carries through all of Rap Week. Like you have to run everywhere. But for whatever reason, like combat water survival, run. They're like, the RIs all have megaphones. They're all chirping. It's hilarious. Like I wish I could have recorded most of the stuff that they said just to listen to later. Anyhow, run everywhere. Now, when you get in the water, take your time, right? Like cool off, chill out. RIs are going to be screaming at you, telling you to hurry up. Just take your time. You'll get there eventually, Like I said, the RIs are going to heckle you. It's going to happen. They're going to do it throughout the entirety of Ranger School. Just get used to it. Maybe get a notebook and write some of this stuff down. If you do, leave me some comments. If you're that guy, if you take a notebook with you to school and you write down some of the hilarious comments, will you do me a favor and comment on one of my videos, all of the funny things your RI said so that I can get another laugh in. So that's that. Anyhow, and then like the last thing I want to say at Combat Water Survival is go first. Is go as soon as you can, because the sooner you go, you just ran there. And you're going to be tired when you start doing it. But it's not that bad when you're doing it. So it's like a trade-off. Like it's not that physically demanding to like walk across a plank or side stroke 15 meters. Like it's really, the running up the tower is the worst part of combat water survival. So if you can, go first. You'll have far more time on the back end to, eat your MRE and just kind of chill out and try to rest a little bit, because I think I said it in a different video, but you don't get to sit down ever in Ranger School, except for whatever reason. At Combat Water Survival, there's bleachers there and you get to sit in them. So it's like the one time you get to sit. So enjoy it when you get to sit there. Anyhow, that's all I got for today. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I'll answer them as best I can. Any other videos you guys want to see, let me know. I will try to put that on the docket as it leads up. I've been getting a few texts and messages and stuff from some guys I know that are either in the pipeline or want to go, things they want to see. So I'm starting to get quite the list built up of topics. Anyhow, yeah, that's all I have for you today. Have a great day, guys.